Yo, what's going on, Winning Shot family? We back with another episode. I'm Collin with my friends John and Zach, and we're here to talk all things sports. This week, we're going to be talking about the NFL regular season and looking forward to the playoffs. Got some exciting matchups, man. How you boys feeling about the season altogether? Exciting season.
For sure, man. Yeah, I thought this NFL season, man, was definitely lived up to all the hype that it had behind it. I think it was a lot of good matchups throughout the season. I thought there definitely was some surprises in regards to teams who I thought were going to be good. For instance, the Bears, I thought they were going to be better than what they were, just because of the roster that they had assembled this year. The Dolphins, surprised me how sorry they were. I thought that they were going to be better just because of all the pieces that they had. I mean, of course, you had teams that were, injury riddled. That kind of just throughout the season that kind of played a part into their teams, and so we can kind of go through that as well. But overall, I thought for the most part, the teams that were top last year were top this year. Outside the 49ers, they were super sorry too. So you just had those teams that were just hit or miss, and you had those teams that were still top dog, like the Chiefs. Chiefs are still top. So yeah, overall, I think it's a good season, man, for sure.
For sure. Hundo, what storylines intrigued you? Any surprises?
Shout out to the Broncos, man. I'm gonna just start by saying that, man. Shout out to them. Coming into the season, I definitely didn't think we would be in this situation that we're in the playoffs with Bo Nix. I didn't think we had enough weapons around him to make the playoffs, but the defense was lights out, especially in the first half of the season. And they kind of put the team on the back, kept us in a lot of games, while the offense tried to figure it out, especially those first few weeks. Lost a few games during the season, but was able to finish strong and finally get a win to secure the playoff spot. So that was good. Outside of the Broncos, like John said, the 49ers, that definitely surprised me with the injuries and just how their season went overall. Jaden Daniels showed up and showed out in the NFC. Like that was a big storyline, a big win for them. And then like the AFC, I think the AFC kind of like pretty much like stayed the same outside of like the Broncos making the playoffs. Those teams that made it kind of are for what we expected. Maybe outside the Bengals, maybe like the Bengals and the Steelers, maybe flip flop. Like other than that, it was pretty good. But yeah.
Yeah, for me, man, it definitely hurts to say that Colts have not made the playoffs again. I definitely expected us at least to make some noise and just to see it. Like this was the year for at least we can win the division. We haven't won a division in like I think 5 years, I said. Especially with the Texans having all the injuries, but it's just a lot of dysfunction in our organization, man. And hopefully we can make some changes. Seems like we've already started to make some changes internally with the DC. But I'm not a big fan of Anthony Richardson. We're gonna have another special crash out episode for the fourth. But yeah, man, like John said, the 49ers definitely were surprised, but I think it definitely opened up the NFC a lot. I thought the Bills were going to regress when Stephon Diggs left, but they seemed to get better. So it definitely is going to be interesting to see these playoffs come. Speaking of the Bills in the AFC East, man, so the Dolphins missed the playoffs again, and Tyreek Hill went on a little rant. He posted a photo with him over AB's out of the stadium. The Dolphins lost. But how your boys feel about what's going on in Miami, and where do you think Tyreek Hill can land to impact the team?
Man, I tell you what, I think Tyreek Hill is hilarious. I mean, he got 2 years left on his deal, so it's gonna be really interesting to see if they grant him a trade for one. I mean, Tyreek said it in his video earlier today, man. He wants to win. He wants to win, and Miami has not been doing that. And I kind of, talked about this a little bit early in the video, but I mean, they have the roster on paper to win, right? But quarterback has played them. I think they're gonna need a new quarterback. I know they just paid Tua.
They just paid him a crazy bag.
I know they just paid Tua. I know they did, bro. But clearly, I ain't keep it a band, bro. He's not the answer right now in Miami. But you can't put it all on him. Hold on, you can't put it all on him. The defense is also not living up to the hype because you got Ramsey, you got Chubb. They lost Christian Wilkins, but I mean they got pieces, around that you would think, and people would consider them top 10 in their positions, respectively. So it's like you got the pieces to win. You got offensively clearly Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. You know what I'm saying? They had Odell for the majority of the season. When he was injured. He was injured. Okay, but still, you had a top 5 receiving core with Tyreek and Jalen by themselves.
Okay.
So, I mean, with that, you know what I'm saying? They were not winning. They just couldn't get it done. And then Tua got hurt again.
Yeah.
This is what the second, third season in a row. He keep getting hurt. So it's like, I don't know.
How much of it falls on Mike McDaniel, the coach?
And see, this leads to another conversation we need to have a little bit later on about Pittsburgh. But I think that Mike has to play. He got to take some blame in this, bro. Because at what point is it like, all right, like something got to change? Like this is like you said, this supposed to be the year. You thinking like y'all can win the division. Yeah. Everybody thinking Buffalo gonna regress. The only comp y'all was supposed to have was the Jets. Also sorry, we can't leave them out either. Also sorry. Sorry. So it's like this supposed to be y'all year. Last year, you know, y'all went to that wild card round against the Chiefs, got killed in the snow because y'all can't play in cold weather. So it's like, okay, control your own narrative, guys. Win your division. Get a home playoff game. They can't even doggone win 8 games. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Tyreek's crash out. I just say I think Tyreek Hill's crash out just fine, especially from him coming from Kansas City and being a winner. So it's like all he knew was winning, and he got to Miami, and it's like, oh, now I'm a loser, and I don't like that. So it's like, how can I change this immediately, and where can I go to do that?
I was going to ask how are the Dolphins' offensive line? Like I don't know anybody on their offensive line. Like
don't they got what's his name? That left tackle, Armstead? Is it Armstead out there? It's like one of the top tackles in the league. So I mean, they once again they got pieces. They keep drafting guys. So it's like, at what point is it like y'all the issue? Clearly, y'all have become a dysfunctional franchise. And there's a lot of dysfunctional franchises in the league right now. It's not just the Colts. So it's like, you know, we got to start being honest with ourselves and looking ourselves in the mirror. Like we have grown men on this team who say that they hit each and every year. And we can't get it done. We can't win. We can't even come second place in the division. Come on.
For sure. So what do y'all boys think an ideal landing spot for Tyreek is? Like the perfect spot?
I don't think he's going nowhere. I'm gonna keep it a band. I don't think he's going nowhere. And the only reason I say that is because he got 2 years left in his deal, and that deal is worth still, I think, another what, 30 million, almost $40 million, I think, with those 2 years left. I don't know who's going to be willing to pick that up. That's a contender because he wants to win. And a lot of times, as we kind of talked about previously, with contenders, they ain't got a lot of money because they've been spending it trying to win. So it's like, you want to go somewhere to win, it's like you want to rework that contract. It's just a lot that has to go into it. So I mean, it could possibly be done, but I don't foresee it being done.
What about Washington?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. The Commander
deal. They got cap space.
They got the cap space. I mean, it would just depend on if management wants to do it. They just went in and got Lattimore in this last trade deadline, and he's still got money left on his contract. There's a lot more free agents that's gonna be available this year too, guys. So we got to think about that. It's like, it's already my first option. Am I gonna look at the free agency first?
I don't know, bro. I think Tyreek's still playing at a very high level, bro.
I'm not disputing that part at all. I'm disputing strictly the money, which they have. But once again, it's like, do I want to go ahead and trade for that and take more trade capital to do that?
Oh, okay, but what free agents are out there? T. Higgins? I'm taking Tyreek Hill over T. Higgins.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, Hundo, like John was saying, it's not just taking Tyreek Hill. You're taking Tyreek Hill and giving up assets versus just signing T.
Exactly. Because Miami not just going to give you.
I'm going to give up the assets to get Tyreek Hill over T. Higgins, bro. What would you like?
See,
bro, listen. They just went and traded for Marshawn Lattimore. He a top cornerback.
Correct. They already have a top 10 receiver on their team though right now.
Clearly, that ain't enough.
It's the thing, Hundo. Like, a desperate team is going to probably give 2 first at least. So you're going to have to match that maybe with a player.
Exactly. And then who they don't give up in return? Because once again, if I'm
they already done traded Dotson.
Huh?
I said they already done traded Dotson.
Exactly. And then they're not trading Scary Terry. So it's like, Am I gonna give up my first round pick?
They got a couple running backs. They got Eckler and Ryan Robinson. Give up Eckler. The Dolphins like running backs. The Dolphins like running backs.
This is why you're not a GM. This is why. Oh my gosh! If you made that
trade finder.
This is not NBA 2K. You don't have to that. So yeah, man. Like I said, it's gonna be really interesting to see if he can find a contender. If he wants to rework his deal, I think if he decides to rework his deal, I think there's a great chance for that to happen. But then somebody got to eat that cap, or he just got to say dead the money, which then somebody gonna be SOL. So it's like it's that money got to get worked out some way somehow. So I think that's the main piece. If that part is figured out, you can make something shake with a lot of teams. I think contending teams. So,
do you believe that that the Chiefs would have had the same success if he would have stayed?
He wanted to get paid though.
Yeah, I mean he left. He was going to get paid, but had he stayed and took less money, yeah, it would still been successful because he would still been Tyreek Hill. You gotta think this is the same Tyreek Hill a year ago that was on pace for 2,000 receiving yards.
Yeah, he had like 1,700 yards.
Yeah, so like before he got injured, you know what I'm saying? Like he's still like that. Now he is 30, I think, in his next year or now. So he's getting close to that cliff potentially as a deep threat kind of guy. But his bag is deep in regards to his route running and stuff like that. So I think he still has more to offer, and he's still obviously a deep threat. So
yeah, I was looking on Bleacher Report this morning, and they said the Washington Commanders, the Chargers, and even they put the Broncos up as potential candidates to make a trade. But the only thing with the Broncos, though, y'all have a lot of dead cap money around them. So I don't know if y'all be able to afford them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, Chargers,
we definitely need some weapons, but we'll see.
The Chargers would definitely be interesting.
Quentin Johnston been balling too. We can get into that a little bit later, but he has been having a good season.
I think he's sorry.
Wait, when you say
balling, hey, bro, look at what he been doing this year.
He put up 1,000 yards?
No, he didn't put up 1,000 yards.
Huh? No. I mean, like he's been the number 2, bro. Like he got like 700.
He lost his spot to
700 800.
Right, John. Exactly.
Did he lose the spot, bro?
Yes.
I don't know. If lost the spot is the right word.
Now we got to go.
Bro, was he really the number 1 receiver last year? Like nobody.
Not last year, but coming into this season when they lost or they released Mike and Keenan, all they had was Quentin before they drafted Ladd. So it was like, oh yeah, Quentin, like you're supposed to be number 1 this year.
Where the Rook is teaching him.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't know about that one. I think he's a good number 2. But
what I'm saying is
I don't want him as my number 1. Clearly they didn't want him either. They would have got Ladd.
The expectation, first of all, when they drafted him, the expectation was for him to come in, learn, and potentially take Mike's spot because his contract was almost up. But they released Mike, got rid of Keenan, and so it was like, all right, well, you were a first round pick from last year, so you need to be number 1. And then they was like, oh, wait a minute, you suck. So we need to give you some help.
Bro, he don't suck. He's wilding, bro. He don't suck, bro. He's just not a number 1 option, bro. He's a very solid number 2, though, bro. Like just look at the numbers, bro. Look at what he's
Look at his number. When he played, guess how many catches he had?
How many?
Krispy Kreme.
Huh?
Krispy Kreme.
You had a donut.
If you don't know what that means, it's a donut. And he hold on, he was throwing the ball. He dropped 3 passes that game. When I tell you, I think Buddy sorry, and James Cage, I know you be watching this. I'm gonna send you this when we drop the video. He's a Chargers fan, but I be telling him all the time, boy, Quentin sorry. And this year, I ain't gonna lie, Quentin scored touchdowns. He scored touchdowns this year. But man, shoot, you 6'5". I mean, I'm gonna throw it to you in the red zone too. I hope you can catch something. Like.
I'm just saying he took a step in the right direction from last year, man. He
took a step, but I mean anything from his last season was a step. Like
bottom is easy to go up. Like.
Right.
Hey man, he was a solid number 2 option. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying he top 5 receiver or nothing, or top 10 or top 15. But he was a solid number 2.
You want to keep going? You want to
Yeah, man. So the transition, with the playoffs on the horizon, today is Black Monday. Was the infamous day where a lot of coaches get fired and a lot of unexpected firings happen. One of the most unexpected was Jerod Mayo with the Pats. In his first season, he went 3-15. Definitely, it was a surprise to everybody because they thought he was going to get another year. How your boys feeling about Jerod getting fired?
It wasn't no surprise to me. We talked about this. Honestly, when he got hired last year, we talked about this. We was like, man, it always happens where you have a coach comes in, and we gotta keep it a stat. He's a black man. He came in, and we said, bro, he's not gonna get more than a year to turn this team around. And it's unfortunate because the team was sorry whenever he inherited it. So it's like, how you want me to make this transition in 1 year? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, he didn't make it, and immediately they're like, oh, you're gone. But anybody else is like, oh, we'll give it another opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And so and I also think that when he started losing, they already had somebody else in mind. Probably, and as we've seen with the Mike Vrabel news, saying this from weeks ago, we've been thinking about him. They clearly had, they're just waiting for the opportunity to get rid of him. So it sucks. It sucks for Jerod Mayo. I really don't think he really stood a chance from the beginning. Even if you ask Patriot fans, they were like, yeah, the pickup really didn't make sense for us from the beginning, which may be true. But I still think if you're going to make that commitment to him, give him more than a year to make a change.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely deserved more than a year. I think Ryan Clark had came out and said that Bill Belichick had only won 5 games in his first year. He didn't get fired, so I mean, we'll see. Definitely think they needed more weapons on that team for him to succeed. I thought the defense was pretty solid this year. They had a pretty solid defense when they were healthy, but just not enough weapons on the outside. The number one weapon can't be Hunter Henry, a tight end. He's no George Kittle. He's no Travis Kelce. He can't be the number one option, number one threat on the offense, and you expect them to succeed. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
they got a lot of cap space and stuff too. So we'll see. The next coach will definitely be in good shape.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, bro. Set him up for success.
Yeah.
Crazy. Mike Vrabel about to come in and be like, "Yep, let me get T. Higgins."
Not 9 wins, 8 wins,
and they gonna say, "Jerod, what's the problem?"
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I just feel like, man, I don't know. Is Vrabel an offensive coach or is he a defensive coach?
Defensive coach.
Yeah, defensive. See, everybody was talking about Ben Johnston, and people were saying that because Drake May is still under his rookie contract, they didn't see a lot of development happening with Drake. So they wanted to get somebody who could develop Drake and, even develop the offense and offensive league. But I think, like I said, Jerod was set up for failure from the beginning because I know he looked at the roster and was like, what am I going to do with this? There's nobody on the offense. There's Ramondre Stevenson, who is still, I don't know if he's top 5 or top 10. So it's there's nothing he could work with. So even in that division, you got great defenses with, Buffalo. And even, at the beginning of the season, even with the Jets, who were a decent defense, it was hard to even put up points because you don't have any weapons to score. I hope he gets another opportunity, though. Maybe not as a head coach just yet, but, starting as a DC somewhere. Because I think he's a great guy. It's just he didn't have the right opportunity.
And Robert Kraft had came out talking about the season started so high with us beating the Bengals. Bro. What? You really looked at your roster and said, oh, we're going to be good this year. We can be good this year. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's
nasty,
crazy.
Right?
It is. Because who kept his job? Didn't Dable keep his job in New York?
Yeah. Him and the GM.
Case in point, past 2 years. They made playoffs last year? Or am I tripping?
No, they made it in Dable's first year with Daniel Jones.
So not last year.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. It was. I think that was the year he got paid, so it might have been 3. I don't know.
Yeah, that is right because they franchised Saquon last year. Yep. So it was that first year. They paid Daniel Jones instead of Saquon. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is some people get to keep their jobs and some people don't. Y'all see it. Y'all see it just like I see it.
So the other notable firing was in Jacksonville. Pretty sure everybody saw the writing on the wall with this, but the Jags fired Doug Pederson. They actually retained Trent Baalke, the GM, which was a surprising move because they expected the Jaguars to clean house. How do y'all feel about Doug Pederson leaving?
I thought it was time, honestly. I mean, the Jaguars have been sorry for the past 2 years as well. So, I mean, time for them to get something new in there. They just paid Trevor, I think, in the past year, if I'm not mistaken. So, ain't no point in wasting his money, wasting your owner's money. So Doug clearly wasn't getting the job done. Then they went to the playoffs Trevor's rookie year. They went to like the divisional round, and then after that, he kind of went downhill the past 2 years. So it's like something got to give. Jacksonville has a decent roster. At least offensive guys. Yeah, they got Trevor, hit or miss. Travis Etienne was solid last year. I don't think pay too much. Wide receiver wise, I think
they got Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas. Then they signed Gabe Davis too. Am I tripping?
Yeah, Gabe Davis.
So they got a got a decent little core. Tight end, they still got Buddy. So I mean, like they got some pieces. Defensively, don't know really what they got on the defensive side besides Walker. He had a solid year last year, if I'm not mistaken. He might have been okay this year.
They got good linebacking core.
Yeah. So it's like, they got some pieces. I think what they're really trying to do was tank for Travis Hunter. So that's what I think they were trying to do. But they couldn't get that fully accomplished. So it'd be interesting to see kind of what they do going in the direction with the head coach and what they decide to do in the draft this upcoming year, which would be a very interesting time.
I think they were kind of in a similar situation as like what Miami is in now. And we see with Tua getting hurt, Trevor getting hurt, they were kind of banged up on offense this year. So, I mean, I guess, like you said, it was time for somebody to go, whether that was Trevor or the head coach, and happened to be the head coach. So,
yeah, I was going to ask you boys, like, how much of this falls on Trevor? Because everybody was expecting him after the draft to be a Burrow, Allen, Lamar type figure, and he seems to be in that mid tier.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that that's high praise. That's high praise coming out. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's number one overall pick, so he definitely had a lot behind that. I mean, coming out of Clemson, he was him. I mean, you can't lie. Like his numbers spoke for themselves. He won national championship, won 2 national championships. I think, pretty sure. I'm not tripping. Maybe just one. Anyways, he was him since he came to Clemson. They were talking about him being number one overall pick, and so when he got drafted number one overall and went to Jacksonville, they were like, okay, he's supposed to be that guy. He went to the division round rookie year, and then he just kind of just been average after that, like Collin said. And so it's going to be interesting to see when he does come back from this injury next year, given the team that's around him, see if they provide him with any more weapons, or like I said, how he meshes well with the new head coach that's coming in. I think if he has another bad season, I think you do have to start looking at like, okay, all right, Trevor. Well, paid you all this money because he was top quarterback in the NFL for a month, I think. First month got paid, so you get paid a lot of money, brother. So you need to lock in quickly.
For sure. Yeah, so everybody was talking about that they expect Antonio Pierce to be the next firing. Antonio Pierce was asked about it, and he said no comment. How do you boys feel about that? And do y'all think there are going to be any more surprise firings this offseason?
Me personally, I don't know what the Raiders are doing as an organization. So it's hard for me to speak to like them firing Antonio Pierce. So like, is that going to be, an answer? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I like Antonio Pierce as a coach. I think the players respect him. I think that he has the locker room. I think if he gets fired, you are going to piss off some of your players, more specifically Matt Carter, who's your best player. So I don't know how you kind of move forward as an organization with them as of right now. I think they're in a very interesting spot in the upcoming draft because they're one of the teams who also need a quarterback. So it's like, okay, do you give Antonio one more year with a brand new quarterback and see what he can do with it, or do you let him go and start fresh with a new quarterback and a new coach? So I don't know. I don't really know. I can't speak too much to them just because I don't know what their organization's doing as a whole.
Yeah.
My whole thing with I guess the entire AFC West really, like, you're playing for second place. Like, probably not going to win that division. Like, let's be real. Y'all need a quarterback. Y'all drafted Bowers last year. That was a good pickup. Still need some type of running game. And like I said, you're playing for second already. Really third, really, if you're the Raiders. You playing for third. Like,
and honestly, if you get a new coach, you're playing for fourth.
Bro, you about to be in the same situation. True. About to be in the same situation. So.
And Brock Bowers was a great pickup, not just a good pickup, by the way. I ain't gonna lie, he surprised me. He was another storyline that surprised me. When they drafted him, I was like, y'all drafted Brock Bowers this high?
But see, my thing with Bowers coming out of Georgia, like, bruh, he could play tight end or low-key receiver, bruh. Like, versatile, bruh. And he showed that this year, bruh. So, I mean, he not really surprising from that aspect, but, like, yeah, I mean, he doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, his game translated perfectly to NFL. Yeah. I didn't know if it would, but it did perfectly.
So my thing with Pierce, though, is, like, it's hard to evaluate him because he hasn't had an average quarterback yet. Like, he's had to deal with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner. So, and, like, they got pieces on their roster. I would be interested to see if they had a decent quarterback. Like, even, like, is there any quarterback on the free agent market they could get? Because they're not getting any in the draft.
Sam Darnold.
You can call Sam, or you can call Justin Fields.
Sam Darnold. Go get him.
They can go spend a year with Russell Wilson. Any of them three.
No, don't do that. That man, Antonio Pierce will be fired mid-season. Fooling around with Rush.
Hey. Atlanta just said this will keep Kirk another year.
Why? You got your quarterback.
Hey. I can't speak for that franchise either, bro.
They're paying them all that money.
That's true, but I can't speak for that franchise either. They're weird to me. So I don't know.
They're weird.
They are. Atlanta's a weird city, man. I don't know. As a whole, forget the football team. That's a whole other story from the beginning. Oh man, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be some quarterbacks that are available, and I think that the draft. I mean, they can get some in the draft, bro. The way that teams were like clamoring for these quarterbacks last year in the NFL draft, they can go get somebody, bro. I mean, Cam and Shador will be gone the first 3 picks, and I think they'd have.
I think
fourth
or fifth.
I gotta check the draft order real quick. Draft. I feel like they like the 4th.
I said the number 6.
Ooh, yeah. I see Tennessee, Cleveland, New York. Yeah, they 6. Dang. Well,
they might be able to trade up.
Still though, only the first 3 teams need a quarterback. So might have somebody gonna take Travis in the first 4 picks. So
they got the mock drafts have them getting Will Johnston from Michigan, the cornerback.
The corner. Yeah, if they do that, they're gonna fire Antonio Pierce. I'm gonna say that right now. If that is Super Bowl pick, get a corner over another quarterback, bro. Even if they reach, they got to get something, bro. Unless like Hundo said, they go get a free agent quarterback. That's literally the only other way. If they do that and reach for a corner at 6,
hey, they better be the next Richard Sherman or something. Darrelle Revis.
I mean, Will Johnston tough, but I mean, me personally, this is just a me thing because I know I'm gonna get flack for this one. I know I'm gonna get flack for it. We got to talk about this later on because Shador didn't have a first round draft grade, but that's a whole other story. Cam's gonna be gone to either the Titans or Cleveland. One of the two. Somebody will take Shador. We know this. Somebody will take Shador. That's gonna leave them with Milroe I can't name you another top quarterback in college right now that's coming out. Because I don't think Quentin's going to leave from Texas. And I don't have faith in Jackson Dart if he decides to come out. So you got to put my faith in Jalen Milroe at 6. Me personally, give me Milroe, man. Give me Milroe. Give me the athlete. Let me see what he can do. Everybody's going for the mobile quarterback nowadays. So let me see what he can do. JJ McCarthy got picked in the first round last year.
Hey, so, as a Colts fan, how you feel about the mobile quarterback?
Bro, he's not better than Anthony right now. They're in the same class. So you would be doing a disservice, especially reaching that high to get Milroe. Milroe doesn't even have a second round grade. So it's like, at least continue to build your roster and go in free agency.
Grade's going to change when he run a 4.4. I promise you that.
But it's like, okay, yeah, like Lamar is fast, but it's one thing to be fast, but Lamar has accuracy, like he has precision. He's able to control the pocket. Milroe doesn't
coming out, that wasn't his tape. That wasn't his MO.
John, those are two different quarterbacks. When Lamar came out of college, people still knew Lamar was the best quarterback in the NCAA at the time. Him and Deshaun.
And where did he go?
He went to Baltimore. He failed.
Right, but who wound up jumping him? We gotta talk about that too. So what I'm saying is you gotta give Buddy a chance. Because we also have seen him be great. And he smacked Georgia single-handedly. With the defense that they had. Did he not? Or am I tripping? Because I remember him run all over them and throwing. Yeah. Now I could be tripping, but I feel like that's true. And Georgia has a pretty good defense.
He had put that cape on last year.
I'm telling you.
That boy was looking real different last year.
I'm just saying, man. I think that somebody, and I'm gonna call this early, somebody gonna have a great play out of Jalen Milroe. And it may, obviously, I'm not saying this will come in the first year. It may take some time. But just like we talked about earlier, it may take more than a year with Jerod Mayo. You got to give people time to be good, bro. People think you just got to come with instant greatness.
Talk about it. Microwave.
All right.
Microwave. Talk about it. Microwave society. Talk about it.
Come on, man. Give them time to develop. This is the NFL we talking about. Everybody gave this, so I make it translate over.
Okay, but hold on. Because you got to be honest. Milroe, he could function in Baltimore because they could lean on the run and it's a functional organization. That's not the same with the Raiders. I don't even know who the OC is. And
that's true. I'm agreeing with you on that fact. But what you have to do is this. Just like Baltimore did, you're going to have to build and scheme around what you have now. You can't go with the same mindset of Gardner Minshew. Not going to work. Not going to work at all.
Yeah, for sure.
Solidify his spot.
Right. Huh?
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. I ain't trying to take up too much time. I know we can talk about this later on because that's what draft talk.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's go forward to the playoffs, man. We got some exciting matchups, man. So I'm gonna just start in the AFC. Obviously, we know the Chiefs went 15-1. They got a bye. Once again, they're the team to beat, man. But starting with the 4-5 matchup, you got the Texans.
Got 2 losses.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Got 2 losses. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Oh brother. Yeah. Oh brother.
Thank you for beating Carson Wentz, but okay. My bad. All right, so we're gonna start with the 4-5 matchup. The Texans are playing the Chargers. The Chargers are a -3 favorite early on. How your boys feeling about the game and who's your picks?
Man, first I'm excited for this playoffs, man. We are finally here after 18 weeks, and the season flew by for real. So to get to this first matchup, man, this is gonna be crazy, but it's gonna be a blowout. The Chargers are gonna kill. The Chargers gonna kill the Texans. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. CJ Stroud has just not been good throughout the past 4 weeks of the NFL season. The team is very injury riddled. They lost Tank Dell, which really kind of tanked the rest of the season for real. He's a big piece of their team. Offensively, they just won't have the firepower to keep up with the Chargers team. And defensively, I mean, they got pieces. And they'll be at home, so they'll have a little bit of juice. but it's not going to matter. It's really not going to matter at the end of the day. I just don't think that they'll have enough because Nico, he can't do it by himself. They're going to box in Joe Mixon. They're going to kill CJ Stroud. He just hasn't had the time to throw anybody the ball this year. The offensive line is abysmal. Defensively, we're going to see what Anderson can do, but I really just don't think it's going to be enough to get the job done. So I'm taking the Chargers in a big one in this first wildcard game.
I'm going to take the Chargers too, but I think it's going to be a little bit closer than what John think. Neither team really got a strong offensive line. Herbert been sacked 40-plus times, I think 41 times. We talked about it last week. CJ Stroud, the second most sacked quarterback in the league. So we're going to see these pass rushers get after it. Khalil Mack, Bosa on one side, and then you got Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter on the other side. So it's going – you might see a good bit of sacks for that game. So we're going to see. But I like Herbert. His ability to run these last couple games has been a big difference. He doesn't turn the ball over. He hasn't been turning the ball over this year. I think he has like 4 interceptions, something like that. But I like the Chargers in this game. I think it's just going to be closer than what John said.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with the Chargers. Only thing that kind of worries me, I think, isn't this Justin Herbert's first playoff game? Or am I tripping?
No, it's not first playoff game.
No, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. But the Texans being at home, I know D'Amico Ryan's going to have them boys, motivated, but that motivation is only going to last 2 quarters because I think at the end of the day, they just don't have the firepower to keep up with the Chargers. Yeah, I think, and obviously once they get up, I know Harbaugh's going to run the ball and play keep away. So I think it is going to be close, like Hundo said, but I think the Chargers are going to pull it out late.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the next game, the 3-6 matchup. Baltimore hosts the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is actually, in terms of the line, the biggest line. Baltimore is a -10 favorite. This will be the 3rd time they match up against each other. How y'all feeling about the game?
You want to talk first, Linda?
Nah, go ahead, Big Baltimore. You got the whole hoodie on, my boy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Make sure they see that right there.
Yeah.
Feel me? Man, I'm taking Baltimore. Clearly, I'm taking Baltimore round 1, man. We got to get it done, bro. The Steelers have lost the last 4, maybe 5, 4 games straight, and one of them was to Baltimore in Baltimore by 17 points, and they haven't got any better since that point. That was a couple of games ago. They actually got hurt more, if I'm not mistaken. So they are another team that's really injury riddled. They come into this game hurt. TJ Watt's been injured for the past 3 weeks. He's played, but he just hasn't been really effective. Their corners cooked. I think they were starting Corey Price last week. He's not going to get it done against Baltimore. I'm going to say that right now. Minka's still Minka. So, we got to worry about Minka. I always love the fact that we get to play Patrick Queen again. I just like to embarrass him. At least for when he left Baltimore. No, it's not necessarily his fault, but he just joined the Traders. So that's another story. But I think it's going to be a closer game because it's a divisional game. At the end of the day, Pittsburgh always play us close, and I think we can cover that 10. So I think that can happen. I just think that we are going to get the ball to Derrick Henry, and he's going to run a lot in Baltimore. I think that we got to get it done. We just got to get to the next round. So I think that will be the answer to beating the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Joe Burrow came into Pittsburgh last week and threw the ball all over them. I don't think Lamar's going to have to do that. Now, he did do it last time we played him. He threw for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns total. So I think it can happen if he needs to. But I don't think he's going to have to run the ball. And when he do start passing the ball, it's not going to be hard for us to do because, once again, they don't have the corners. So I'm taking Baltimore plus the 10 points, or minus 10 points, rather.
Yeah, I'm working with John on this one. Ravens. Steelers offense haven't been looking good past 4 or 5 games, really all season for real. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to get their offense going, running the ball or passing. So I like the Ravens in this game to get it done.
I agree. I'm not gonna take much time on that. I think Derrick Henry's gonna have a big game because Pittsburgh really thrives on the pass rush. but I don't think they have enough in order to stop the run. I think it's going to be quickly.
Last 2 cents because the fans say I don't give enough detail in my answers. Okay, so the defensively, man, we've turned it up in the past couple of weeks, man. We've made some big changes since week 11, moving Cal Hamilton back to safety versus him playing box linebacker. So that has helped us tremendously in the back end. The Steelers, what they usually do with Russell Wilson, throw a deep ball to George Pickens. George Pickens' first ball has not been good the past 3 weeks, so I don't think that's going to work. But secondly, like Hundo mentioned earlier, the offense has just been dog water. So it just hasn't been working for them. Offensively, we've turned it around a lot. Now, we did lose Zay Flowers in the last regular season game, so he may not play. However, even without him playing, I still think win that game and win it by 10 points. So there you go.
Hey, do you think Freiermuth's gonna do anything, Rashad?
He usually does. He'll get some catches, but it's not gonna be like a Brock Bowers type of day. Yeah, I mean, he's not that. He's good, but he's not that.
I mean, it's gonna be a nice game, but I'm not gonna be able to stop Derek. Let's be honest. This is why they signed Derek for moments like this. So
yep.
I don't see anything changing.
And this is what's going to start that conversation about Pittsburgh.
Hey, that man Patrick Queen about to be hitting stuff out there, man. Just watch. Just watch.
Hey, I mean, don't get me wrong. Patrick has been playing harder when he plays against us because he doesn't like the fact that we didn't offer him a contract. Mm-hmm. But Derrick Henry stiff-armed the crap out of him last game if you didn't watch that jump into oblivion. So I think that if he tries to come hit Derrick again, same results. Nobody wants to tackle Derrick. That's the issue. Unless you're catching Derrick in that front four, the linebackers don't be going to tackle Derrick.
That's the thing. Derrick could get 4 to 5 yards in the first and second quarter, but it's them third quarters, and when you tire, he'll break it off for 45 yards. So
exactly.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Oh, go ahead.
That's it.
All right, going to the 2-7 matchup. The Bills play the Broncos. The Buffalo Bills are a -8.5 favorite. Hundo, you got the upset?
Hey, man, take the Broncos on the spread, man. I ain't saying we're going to win, but take us on the spread. Take us on the spread. We good with them points. But, I mean, defense got to show up, like I said before. Man, we gonna hit Josh, man. We got to get to him. He's definitely a running threat, though, so that's definitely another component to it. So we're going to see, man. It's definitely going to be a tough matchup. I don't know what the offense going to do, man. Bo Nix, I really still don't trust him for real. So we're going to see, man. We're going to see. I think the defense will show up and make it interesting, but offense got to be able to put up some points because Buffalo clearly showed that they can score. But I think if we can keep it low scoring, we might have a shot. I don't know, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, man. I actually, for once, agree with Hundo. I do think that the Bills, in theory, they should win this game, man. They really should. But that Denver defense, them boys tough. I can't lie. Them boys are tough. Now, going into Buffalo is going to be the challenge. I think that's going to be the biggest thing for them going into Buffalo. I personally still don't trust the Bills defense, but I also don't trust the Broncos offense. So like Hundo said, if they can keep it close when it comes to offensively, holding Josh down, they could potentially do something to keep it close points wise. I just think that if they let him go early, they let Josh go early, it's gonna get ugly. And so they're gonna have to contain him early. Have to hit him early to make him think about, okay, I'm gonna have to make some different choices because as we talked about all year, the reason that Josh is the MVP conversation is because he puts the cape on every game. So if they take him out or at least limit him, they don't have anything else to beat them with. So it's going to be on that Broncos offense to kind of move down the field and at least get them within field goal range constantly. Or score.
Yeah, Bo Nix got to limit them turnovers too. He can't turn the ball over. He got to take care of the ball.
Facts. So I'm going to take the Bills because it's round one. I want the Ravens to play the Bills next round, so we can have another great conversation. But I would not be mad if the Broncos somehow pull off a crazy upset, because that's gonna be another conversation to have next week too. So either way, I'm gonna get a conversation next week. So
you better hope y'all win. You better hope y'all win. Because boy, yeah, you might have to do a crash out episode by yourself.
Oh, for sure. I promise. It's gonna be a crazy episode. Yeah, put me on the Patreon, because what I'm gonna have to say, do not be on YouTube. I'm gonna say that right now. Right now.
Word. Yeah, I think the Broncos are a cute story, but I think it's gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be a blowout. I think it's gonna
disrespect us, bro. We got a defense, bro. It's not gonna be a blowout, bro. We got a defense, bro.
No, it's over, bro.
Yeah, like I said, what I will say, like I said, if they come out hot early, it's gonna get ugly for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly. And Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be over quickly.
As long as we don't give up 72.
God, who gave up 72, bro?
Remember when they gave it up to
70 last year versus the Dolphins?
That was diabolical. See, that's the kind of Dolphins team that people were expecting to be around.
Okay, yeah.
But anyways, keep going. Next matchup. We're not gonna get stuck with them sorry dudes again.
Yeah, man. So let's transition over to the NFC with the Lions beating the Vikings 31-9 last night. They secured the number 1 seed. So we'll go forward to the first game. Is the 4-5 matchup. Minnesota is favorite minus 1.5. They'll be playing the Los Angeles Rams, who the Rams beat the Vikings early in the season. How your boys feeling about this rematch?
Let me get the Vikings. Reason I say that is because, yes, they beat them early in the season. I think these boys got a smack to the face last week against the Detroit Lions. And they realize now that, hey, wait a minute, we won 14 games this year, and it's the playoffs. So we got to lock in. They got the team to do it. Offensively and defensively, them boys are tough. I can't even lie. I watched him last week against Detroit. I was like, oh, I didn't know they had him on the team. But they got pass rush. They got crazy offensive weapons. I don't trust the Rams defense to stop them offensively. So I do trust the Rams offense. It's going to be interesting to see how Matthew Stafford comes out at the crib. But I don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be a close game as the line is indicating. But I'm taking the Vikings to come into LA to get that first game.
I think I'm going to go with the Rams. I think I trust Matthew Stafford more than I trust Sam Darnold, me personally. But like you said, they got a lot of weapons. I like TJ Hockenson at tight end, in all honesty. Very underrated. I think he's like a top 5, top 6 tight end in the league. But yeah, I think Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, I think they're gonna get it done on the offensive end. Like you said, it's probably gonna be a close game. I can see it being a shootout like they did with the Bills a few weeks ago, where it's just a high scoring affair. I think if they can slow down Justin Jefferson a little bit, I think they will have a better chance. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what Jettas do, man.
Yeah, I got the Vikings. I think the Vikings got too much on offense, and like John said, man, they're pass rush. They got guys like Van Ginkel, Harrison, Allen, I think his name. Yeah, so I just feel like they're gonna pull it out. I do think it's gonna be closer because Sam Darnold's bound for a mistake somewhere, and I think that defense is young, but it's electric. So I think they're gonna have definitely their hands full, but Vikings gonna pull it out late for sure. Yeah, them boys went 14-2, so it's like, come on now, like y'all can't just go out like that in the wild card round.
Yeah, they can. They got the belt. They got the belt last night. They can get it again.
Yeah, but the Rams not the Lions though.
Yeah, Rams got holes. So
hey, the Lions banged up. You saw what they did.
Yeah, but also it's a divisional game too, so like it's different.
Yeah. All right, let's go forward to the 3-6 matchup. The Buccaneers going to be hosting the Commanders. Tampa Bay has opened up as the early minus 3-point favorite. What's your boys' thoughts on that one?
Man, let me get the young buck, man. Let me get Jaden. Let me get Jaden Daniels on that joint. I say that he's had Barry, as Hundo mentioned at the beginning of the episode, man, he was one of the surprising storylines coming into this year. He won the Heisman coming out, and so I think that there were some expectations for him, but I think there were more eyes on Caleb Williams. So people didn't necessarily have an expectation of him to come into Washington and be the guy so early. And so now he's turning that franchise around literally in one season, very similar to what RG3 did, taking him to that wildcard playoff game. So we talked about this earlier a couple of episodes ago. In order for him to keep up with the pace of CJ Stroud, well, what he did last year, he's going to have to win this game here. The Bucs had a great season. Great in terms of they're going to do it, which isn't hard to do it. So that's another story for today. I think that they can go into Tampa Bay offensively, keep up scoring wise with them. Of course, the Bucs got Mike Williams, and he is one of the top 10 receivers of all time. But once again, I just don't think it's going to be enough for them to pull out the win, even at the crib. I think it'll be a close one, but I got the Commanders.
I'm surprised you didn't go with your boy Mike Evans, man. I'm surprised by that.
I mentioned him. He gets my respect every time.
But he can't win a playoff game, huh? Him and Baker can't win a playoff game, huh?
Nah, not this year.
Nah, I mean, I think this is gonna be a close game. Definitely could be a shootout. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Jaden. I think his ability to run the ball too is gonna play a factor. But yeah, I'm rocking with the Commanders.
Give me Baker. I'm going with the Bucs, man. I think it's gonna be a close game, and I respect Jaden in that offense, but there's been some days this season where I'm like, okay, the Commanders are coming back to normal, and I think the Buccaneers, man, like they're a sneaky good roster. Like they don't got like any like like the Lions or the Chiefs, but it's like I think they got enough, and with Todd Bowles in that defense, man, I think they're going to definitely rattle Jaden. So yeah, I like that -3. I think I got Tampa Bay winning it. All right, so we're gonna go to the last game. The Eagles, number 2, play the number 7 Packers. The line actually moved up. Philadelphia is actually favorite -4. How y'all boys feeling about that one? Y'all
blowout. Let me get Philly in a blowout. The Packers have too many injuries, bro. They just lost. They just put Jair Alexander on IR. They just lost Christian Watkins to an ACL injury. Oh. They don't have enough pieces to go to Philly and beat them, so it's gonna be a blowout. Saquon Barkley is mad he didn't get to beat the rushing record. 175 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and then we're gonna get another 125 from AJ Brown, and then we're gonna get another 77 from Devonta Smith, and then we'll get a push from Jalen Hurts.
Hey, lock in that parlay. Hey, take the over.
Hey, take the over, please.
Hey, y'all better lock in that parlay. I just said, boy.
That's none 4 points. You said 4.5.
Yeah, -4.
Lock that in.
So is this your move your hand game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please. It's not gonna be close, bro.
Brett said, take the Eagles on the spread. 100+ receiving yards for AJ Brown.
Clip that.
Rushing yards for Saquon. Anytime touchdown for Jalen Hurts. Hey, y'all better lock that parlay in.
Anytime touchdown. Hold on. Switch Jalen Hurts for Saquon for sure. His first playoff game in Philly, he's scoring. That's a lock. That's a lock. Y'all want a lock for the week? Philly -4.5. Saquon touchdown. Saquon over 80+ yards. Lock it in.
Little 3-leg.
Go ahead and cash out and say thanks Herbie J in the comments. Appreciate you. That's a lock. Y'all know
man. We saw what Jordan Love can do in the playoffs last year. Went and beat the Cowboys, right?
This ain't that.
It's not that. But I'm not gonna count him out. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. And they played earlier in the season, didn't they? They played the first game
Yeah,
of the season,
played in Brazil.
right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
they've seen each other.
Like that.
Different team. Different
It
team.
is. But I think it's gonna be a closer game. But I like the Eagles too. I just think it's gonna be a closer game than a blowout or move your hand game. But we gonna see.
Yeah, I got the Eagles, man. I think, like John said, I didn't know about the Jair news, so the fact that they got injuries on offense and defense, that's just not a good combo when you got Saquon, Devonta, AJ Brown, and Jalen Hurts. So, yeah, I don't see it being close. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see what the Eagles look like. Hopefully, they can come out of the game healthy because, I think they definitely have enough to beat the Lions if they were to meet. So, we'll see. So, what game during the playoffs are y'all most excited to watch?
This first week?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Ravens and Steelers, just because it's a divisional matchup, third time seeing each other this year, so it's always gonna be one of the ones, man, to see what's gonna be interesting. As a Ravens fan, I just want to see us do good at the crib. Want to see us get ready to get moving on to the next round. And I think the other matchups, I think they're gonna be what they are. I think that like I said, Denver has the potential, but could get ugly. I just told you I don't have faith in the Packers. I think that the Vikings should be another good game with LA. I can see that game being good as well. Miss anybody?
I think that Commanders and Bucks game gonna be good.
Yeah,
that could be good too. I can see that being good.
I think that Commanders and Bucks game and that Vikings and Rams game, I think both of those games will be what I'm most looking forward to outside of the Broncos playing. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes on those two NFC matchups for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, NFC got it this week in regards to which conference have better games. They do for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely looking for that Bucks Commanders game. Just because what we talked about last week with just Jaden versus CJ conversation, I think if Jaden put the tape on, then we got to have some serious conversations about his legacy and what the Commanders will look like going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think obviously, like you said, John, the Ravens still is interesting because I'm interested to see if Zay Flowers doesn't play, how they gonna start out. They're like Ravens got this idea of starting games slow, and just the Steelers want it close. If they can keep it close, then they believe West can make it run at the end. So, I think that's going to be an interesting game. So hopefully Derek and Lamar they pull away early. So yeah.
Don't forget about Bateman and Mark Andrews.
Oh yeah,
they still got some weapons out there.
Definitely still have some weapons. And Isaiah Likely. Yep. Please don't sleep. Zay ain't the only one. Zay is not the only one.
Collin looking like I'm asleep.
That's fine.
It's not a Mark and maybe Likely. I'm not worried about Rashad Bateman, honestly.
Hey, Bateman been having a good year, bro. You been having a pretty good year.
Bateman would come to Indy and be our number one.
No.
All right. I don't know about that one now, John.
Please do not disrespect Pittman. Do not disrespect them. They're in the same class, but I don't think he's better than any of those guys.
I don't even think they're in the same class, bro.
I said what I said, like I said, and I say it again. If y'all want to debate me in the comments, please come on, please.
No. I'll take Flowers, but Bateman, nah, I'm asleep.
Yeah, I'm taking Michael Pittman over Bateman, bro. No. Maybe even Alec Pierce, maybe. No.
Now you're being disrespectful, but go off.
Bateman is not good. We gotta be real.
He's having a good year, but I wouldn't take him over Pittman or Pierce, bro. That's just me.
This man Jai.
Okay, guys. Anyways, yeah, man. Shout out Rashad Bateman, man. People don't give you respect, brother, but I want to say I had faith in you from day one. And even when people lost faith in you, lost hope in you, it wasn't me. And thank you for proving me right this year. I appreciate it. You got your new contract.
Would you rather see the Broncos upset the Bills or y'all beating them in Baltimore? What would it be in Buffalo, right?
We talking about
The Ravens. As a Raven fan.
Oh, if the Bills win, we go to Buffalo because they the 2 seed.
Yeah. Would you rather beat them head to head or see them lose to the Broncos?
I don't care. Put me up against the Bills, please. There's no fear in my heart going into Buffalo. No fear at all. I actually, like I said, either way, I'm gonna get a story to talk about next week. If Buddy loses, I'm gonna have something to talk about for sure. If Buddy wins, I can't wait. Please, let's get on the bus right now. Take or they flying, whatever they want to do. We can get on the plane, get on the bus, whatever you want to do. Let's go.
Hey, y'all better not lose. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all better not lose this week or next week. Y'all better not lose.
Oh, see now, here we go. That's fine. That's fine. I had the expectation of us winning too, so that's fine. Please, we got to get it done. I said at the beginning of this episode, we got to get it done. We got to get it done. And from what I've seen and from what I've heard, Lamar, Derek, them boys know what time it is, bro. They got to lock in. Lamar know what the narrative is. He 2-4 in the playoffs. When he loses his game, he'll be 2-5. They're gonna have something else to say. And you want to be in the MVP conversation? But if Josh loses, that's what I'm saying. If he loses, I want to hear what the narrative is. But I want him to win because I want Lamar to beat him. Because then I want him to say, "Oh, he didn't have enough." And I know. Like I said, we talked this the other week. The narrative has already been written. They continue to write it. They continue to write it for me. They're writing for me. So
hold on. So I know you talked about Mike Tomlin, that if the Steelers lose, we need to have a conversation about Mike Tomlin. If the Ravens lose, do we have to have a conversation about Harbaugh?
No, because the conversation that for having for Pittsburgh is that Mike ain't won a playoff game in nine years. Not even in the wild card. And he's had crazy teams in those 9 years.
Have they?
Yes.
Who's been their quarterback?
I mean, they had Big Ben for the longest time, but we're not going to act like Big Ben wasn't continuing to be good until he was sorry the year before he retired.
When did Big Ben retire?
I don't know, 17, 18, maybe 19.
I don't think he was playing that long, bro.
I'm pretty sure he's still playing at 17. I think 18 was like his last year. I could be tweaking.
They say he officially retired in the 2021 season after 18 seasons.
2021? Ain't that long?
Yeah.
Sheesh, yeah. I mean, that means he was sorry for like 2 seasons.
They were 12-3 in 2020. They were 9-7 in 2021. 2019, he only played 2 games. 2018, they was 9-6-1. 2017, it was 12-3. I didn't realize he played that long, in all honesty.
I told you he played a long time, bro. He played a long time.
He was 39. Good God.
He was there for a lot of them guys they had. And they were talking about the receiver carousel that they had come in there, the running backs that they've had come through there, the defenses that Mike Tomlin keeps in Pittsburgh. So it's like,
yeah,
we gotta have a conversation. I love Mike. I hate the Steelers, but I respect Mike. He continues to win. But they were saying today, hold on. At what point does he become like a Lamar figure? And they stopped caring about the winning. That's what they're talking about today. They said, okay, now Mike, you've been winning a long time. But at what point does winning past December matter?
I didn't know that they had, well, he hasn't won a playoff game in what, 8 years now? 6 years? 8 years?
8 years.
Crazy.
And so he loses again. This makes the ninth. That's what I'm saying. So
my thing is they supposed to lose, bro. Well, let's be real.
Yes, this year. But I was saying in the culmination of 9 years, somebody's supposed to lose every time. That's all I'm saying. That's all
I don't
I'm
know.
saying.
I got to go back and look and see who they played and all of that. I don't know who all they played, but yeah.
Like I said, me personally, I'm not as big on putting it on Mike as everybody else is. Me personally, I think they've had a lot to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Clearly, you named out the records. So he's had good seasons.
Yeah,
division winning seasons since 2016. So something got to give somewhere. That means you lost a game at home somewhere in the playoffs. So I don't know, man. Like I said, we'll see. The weekend is coming. I got faith in Baltimore, so I think they'll lose. But you know, I wish nothing but the worst for the Steelers.
I'm the biggest hater.
I promise you. When Kendrick said that, I said, "Give me that with Pittsburgh in it," because I promise you, I can make that work. Let me show you how to hate for real. But nah, I mean, like I said, I wish my team nothing but the best, but the Steelers organization, nothing but the worst. Nothing but the worst. Yeah.
Well, we got an exciting week of football. Starting on Thursday, you got Penn State, Notre Dame. Friday, you got Texas, Ohio State. And then you start the NFL Wildcard with Texas Chargers, Ravens, Steelers. Then Sunday, you got Bills, Broncos, Bucks, Commanders, and then and also on the Eagles, Packers, and then Monday night, you got Rams, Vikings, man. So it's going to be a weekend full of football.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So all I got, man, y'all strap in. We got a great weekend prepared for y'all for football. Y'all lock in. Get ready to watch some good football and get ready to talk about it next week because we'll be back with all the recap. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot happening this weekend. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot happening. Whether it be a surprise or whether it be what we expected. We're gonna see.
For sure, man. Appreciate it. Here's to another episode. Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share it with somebody. Comment, especially with these takes, man. We want to hear your takes. Appreciate another episode, man. We out.